गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 मेरे गोविंद राधे जय जय गोविंद राधे ओ राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 अलवेज सरकार की जय. So ask the question.
The question is about Nidhivan in Vrindavan.
Nidhivan,
Vrindavan. Maharaji, actually there's a video on it. If you want to say something about that. Is it true? Like people, when they stay inside, something happens?
Many people.
Maharaji actually hasn't.
Many people stayed in there. There's nothing like that. Look, to experience God is everywhere, in every particle of the world. There's no special place that God is only special there and is not somewhere else. Prabhu Vyapak Sarvatra Samana Prem Te Pragat Hoi Mai Jana. Tulsidas makes it clear in the Ramayana. He says, Prabhu Vyapak Sarvatra. God pervades everywhere. People say God is here, there and everywhere. But we think that God is 100% in the murti, in the mandir, or some special place. And everywhere else, in the toilet, in the road, in the ram shop, some other bar place, God is very not there or very small percent. No. Prabhu Vyapak Sarvatra Samana. Sit down, sit down. Samana means sit properly. That he is everywhere 100%. Saman 100%. Right? So, yes, Maharas was performed there. But, and Maharas has been performed every moment in Vrindavan. Not only 5,000 years ago. But you have to have special eyes to see. You have to be divine to experience that. In that Vrindavan, there's another Vrindavan. When Bhagavan descended from Golok, he also brought Vrindavan with him, the divine Vrindavan. Okay, also Shri Krishna is also Vrindavan. Dhamo dhami mein bhed nahi hai. There's no difference between the abode and the one who lives in the abode. They're one and the same. Right? So, in that Vrindavan, there's a Vrindavan we can't see. The divine Vrindavan. The same Vrindavan in Golok. And there Radha Krishna is always there, under gopis. But we can't see, we can't experience. Why? Because we don't have the right eyes. Our senses, mind and intellect are all material. To experience divine, we have to have divine minds, divine intellect, divine senses. Everything we have is material. So, people have said like this, made up stories. People always make up stories and they just passed on. And everybody believe. So people are scared that if I go, I would love to go there and see Maharas. And if I get crazy, fine. But no one can see Maharas. Impossible. Unless you're divine. Unless you have divine, unless you're deserving. Not, there are saints who can't see Maharas. Even Shankar Bhagwan had to get permission. When Bhagwan Krishna played the Basuri, first he got permission from Radharani. Right? Then he played the Basuri on the bank of the Yamuna. Only those souls who were deserving heard. The gopis heard. The husbands of the gopi didn't hear. Yashoda Maya, Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maya did not hear. The cowherd boys did not hear. Only the gopis. heard. They came running. Shankar Bhagwan on Mount Kailash, he also heard. He also came running. They both met in the middle. Gopis is seen as Babaji, matted hair, with a lion skin around his loin only, snake, garland of skull, etc. Babaji, who are you? I am Shiv Bhagwan Shankarji. Where are you going? I am going to take part in Maharas. So the gopis started looking, maybe he is. We've heard about Shankarji and he looks like this. They said, okay, pranam, Shivji. But no one can take part in Maharas unless Radharani gives permission. So we will ask Radharani, and if she says yes, fine, you just wait here. So Shivji said, okay. The gopis went to Radharani and said, there's a Babaji, and he's almost naked. He has matted hair, garland of skull, human skull, all they describe. Radharani said, yes, he's Shivji, and he's Shankar Bhagwan, he's Bhagwan. So he's deserving to take part in Maharas. But in Maharas, only one man, Shri Krishna. Every other soul in Maharas has to be female, Gopi. So Shivji has to become Gopi to take part in Maharas. Then he can go. So the Gopis came and said to Shivji, Radharani is given permission, but you cannot go as Shiv, you have to become Gopi. So Shivji said, okay. He also has Yog Maya Shakti, the power to make the impossible. He became Gopi, not active, real, 16-year-old girl. He became a Gopi. That is known as Shivani. Shiv became Shivani. And then he was able to take part in Maharas. Right? So imagine if Shivji had to get permission. And cowherd boys, they are saints. All is the saints. Yashoda Maiya, and they could not take part in Maharas. And somebody has go in the place and they see Maharas and they go crazy. So someone started this rumor like this and everybody believed. Nothing like that. Alright? You have to be deserving. You can go there and sit. People have done it. They hid. And then the people will close the thing and they stayed the whole night, nothing happened. Alright? So people always spread rumors and everybody starts believing. Nobody questions. Okay? So we can look, we have seen God. God could be here, He is with us and we don't know. Sitting here, taking the disguise of somebody, how are you going to know? Right? You have to have divine eyes, you can't see. So people claim they see God. Anybody can say anything. Unless you fulfill the condition, Niramal Manajana So Mohipava. This is a condition. Only those who are pure in heart, pure mind, can see God, attain God. 1. 2. Mamekam Sharanam Braj. Shri Krishna says, only the one who completely surrenders to Him can become free from Maya. And this anybody in the world doing all kind of foolishness under Maya and they see Bhagwan. So that rule doesn't apply to them. It applies to everyone. People make up story. Right? They have to be careful. No philosophy. Then people can always say things. It's the nature of people to make up stories. People have this inferiority complex. That if I start saying I see God, or I'm experienced, people start jumping as though they're in bhav, all kind of thing. People will give me very high respect. They will start worshipping me. People want this. They have that complex. Right? So this is very dangerous for someone to do that. Right? You commit nama aparadh. If ever you will never even get bhakti. To be acting that you're something you're not. And people don't know. They just behave like this. So, yes, people say things like that, but doesn't happen. Alright? You can go. Anyone can go. Nothing will happen. Next question. You answer me this question like this. Yeah? Madhuri, you have a question? Go ahead.
How do we build our blind faith in God? You know, I feel like we as human beings, we're material beings, and if we want to go somewhere, do something, put our faith in that material object. Like, let's say I came to satsang and I came here because I had faith in my car, not because I had faith in God. So how do we build that faith so that we don't put all of our energy into
Right.
our logic?
So it's not blind faith. It looks like blind faith, right? To use the word blind faith, it means like you have full faith. All right. So how do we develop that? How that happens? So it seems as though somebody has more faith than somebody else, right? That's because they did bhakti devotion in the past life, right? I mentioned it this morning. So we see somebody more advanced in satsang. They're shedding tears. They're crying for Radha Krishna. They always chant in God's name. They don't have anything to do with the material world, material things. They're so devoted, right? And I'm struggling, right? So we wonder, is how can that person have? So that person, maybe not even this lifetime. They just started like that they just came in a satsang and they're like that. So this is because they did in the past life, right? Bhakti doesn't just happen. Okay, they did a lot. So that's mentioned in Gita also, chapter 6, verse 41. Prapi punya kitam lokan shitva shashvati samaha shuchinam shrimatam ge yoga bhrashto bhijayate. Chapter 6, verse 41, Gita. When we do bhakti, everything else we do in the world is going to stay here. It's not going to help us, right? You do karma, you do yoga, you do gyan, all of that will stay here, right? When you do bhakti, in the right way, following a true guru, a true saint, and you practice in the right way and you acquire love for God, really start loving God in the true sense, right? Your attachment for the world has decreased or is non-existent, and you truly love Radha Krishna. You want to see them every moment. You want to see Maharaji, you want to see the saint, right? The longing is there. And that person died. The time came, they had to die, but they did not attain God realization. So all that bhakti is not lost, right? It'll come back with you. In the next lifetime, if it is very high, you will get human birth immediately. Wanting. Human birth is not guaranteed. Right? If you don't do a certain amount of bhakti, you're just careless and lazy, no matter how much saint you have met. But you never practice. You did whatever your mind said, manmani, right? So then you have to go and rotate in the 8.4 million form of life. You have to go to hell, etc. Right? And then, out of God's causeless grace, He will give you a chance again for human birth. Even though you accepted a true saint as guru, but you never practiced. You were lazy, careless. So you have to go. But if someone has truly followed Guru Agya Pala, he followed the instruction of Guru, he had full faith, and he practiced, and he attained a very high stage, immediately can get human birth. And it's born in such an environment, right? In such a home that very quickly, the little bit that's left can be done. So we see sometimes people are they have more because they did more in the past life. Whereas immediately as a human birth or many lifetimes before, but when he was a human being, they did bhakti, right? So that faith is there. Some of us, we have to work very hard. And majority of us, especially in Kali Yuga, we have to work very hard, right? To get the faith and all this. But how does faith come? So the scriptures also says, Adav Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangota Bhajana Kriya. Before going to true Guru, say, you must have faith. Adav Shraddha. Pehle Shraddha, Vishwas, tab Guru ke paas jao. First have faith, belief, and then go. Most people are not like that, right? Because then you're going to benefit. If you don't have faith, then you don't benefit. That's what the scripture says. But also, Maharaji says, and the scripture says, even if you don't have faith, वो श्रद्धा नहीं है, विश्वास नहीं है, but you associate with the saint. This is a real satsang, when you associate with the true saint, Sat, Sang. Sat means saint, Sang means association. And in the right way, Sat has to be Sat, and the Sang has to be Sat also too. Alright? In other words, the Sat, the saint, has to be a true, bona fide saint, one who's attained the divine love, divine bliss of Radha Krishna. And your association has to be Satya also too. In other words, you have to not have doubt, you have to go and try your best. Yes, doubt will come. It's natural. Things will happen. But I don't know what's, you just keep telling the mind, I do not know what's good for me. Guru alone knows. Right? And if I accept him as Guru, I have to follow what he tells me, not what my mind says. And once you do that, slowly, slowly the faith will come. Right? We have seen many examples. Family is in the satsang, and the family doesn't like that. They think, oh, this saint has this, not saint, but they don't think he's a saint. This Guruji has brainwashed him or something, right? And so they send someone to kind of get him to come back, right? Go and see what's happening and try to convince him to come back to the world, come back to home. So the person went there, he also doesn't have faith, belief, right? But he's looking at the saint and he's in the satsang, and something starts happening to him. And because of the association of the saint is so powerful, he starts to have belief, and he might even become better than the person he went to bring from there. So that's the thing, that's the power of satsang. The association of a true saint is so powerful. But if he is a true saint, that's what it can do. Many people have gone to when Maharaji was with us physically, many people went. And they didn't have faith, belief. Some went because someone told them to go. Some went because the parents are going and you have to go. They pull the children along, right? Maharaji gave an example. I'll ask you for it. So somebody went. Maharaji gave an example. He says, Maharaji used to go on toilet, right? And once there was a person who used to, any Babaji, any Mahatma, he would invite them. He was like that kind of person. He always wanted to be in satsang, so he would invite anyone to come. And he had a brother, but the brother was totally atheistic, Gnostic. He had no belief, and he used to quarrel with the brother. Why are you bringing all these Babajis? They're just deceiving you, and they only come because you have money, and they want to take advantage of you. And so he will always. So this person had warned Maharaji also. He invited Maharaji to come and do satsang in his home. But he warned that his brother was like this, that he will give trouble, and he is such an atheist, and he has no belief. So Maharaji, he went and he was doing the satsang chanting, and he started to give lecture, some talk, divine talk. And the brother was there, he was walking in the veranda, up and down. He was very angry to begin with, because he didn't like the brother bringing all these Babas, and he thought this Maharaji is also one of these Babas. So he kept walking up and down the veranda, angry. But while he was walking, slowly, his step, he said he was listening to. Even though he was angry, he was listening. And somehow this is making sense to him. What this Babaji is saying. So he was walking very fast, and he started to slow down. And then he just stood up and listened. Right? And now at the end, when Maharaji would finish the satsang, normally everybody would come and they will do pranam, like taking his blessing. They will come and do pranam to him. So everybody made a line. This brother also came in the line. And when he was about to do pranam to Maharaji did pranam to him instead. Right? Before he could do pranam to Maharaji did pranam to him. So he started to cry, "Oh Mahatma, why did you do this? Are you sending me to hell? I am such a sinful person. I'm such a bad person. I have such wrong thoughts." Maharaji said, yeah, that's fine. He said, look, you are renunciate. You have renounced, you are sannyas. Why do you do this to me? Maharaji says, yes, I have renounced the world for Krishna. But you are so great, you have renounced Krishna also. When Maharaji said that, the person felt like a log on top of Maharaji. And he ended up being a better devotee than his brother even, Satsangi. So many examples. This is the power of satsang, right? We do not know one who can change and how they can change, right? So faith comes from association with the true Guru. Associating and doing what Guru tells us. Main thing is Agya Palan. Okay, you may say, okay, Maharaji is not here physically and don't have this. But this, you have met Maharaji, you had this association. He's in your heart. He's sitting in our heart. He's always with us. We have to just have that faith, belief, right? And follow what Maharaj. It's very difficult. Our mind is crazy. We're going to do what our mind says. But keep striving, keep doing. This is what's going to make Maharaji give this instruction to me. I should try to do this. I should try my best to follow his instruction. And once that keeps doing, Guru will bless you. He's always with us. And your faith always will start getting strong and increasing. Alright? So, the scriptures are saying, have faith and then go. Maharaji says, no, go. Faith will come. Guru will give you the faith. He will give you everything. Alright? So by associating with Guru, following Guru's instruction, all this will happen. That's why we go to Guru. Otherwise, what's the use? Alright? So he will give us the true knowledge. All this thing will get strong. Faith will come. Faith comes from knowledge. Knowledge, I am the soul, Atma. Knowledge that only by knowing Shri Krishna I will attain the happiness I'm looking for. That Shri Krishna alone is my everything, my true relation. When this knowledge gets firm in your mind, which comes only through Guru's grace, faith will come automatically. Right? Because so knowledge comes, faith from knowledge. Jnane binu na hoi paratiti, binu paratiti hoi nahi priti. So first knowledge, then from knowledge faith will come, paratiti. Then from faith, priti, love will come. This is the crumb. Alright? So knowledge first. We have to know God, know about God, true knowledge, tattva gyan. And who gives knowledge? Guru binu hui ki gyan. Guru gives us knowledge. When we get that knowledge, especially knowledge of what is this world, the reality of this world, what is the Maya, right? Who am I? Am I this body or my soul, Atma? When that knowledge comes firm, right? Who am I? People are going mandir, they're doing puja, they have no idea what they're doing. It sounds nice, it looks nice, but nobody knows who they are. Right? They're so attached in the material world. All these things. Knowledge, Guru only, true Guru, saint. Not anybody who call himself Guru. True Guru. Shrotriya Brahmanishta Mahapurush. Right? When we associate with him and we keep feeling all the time he's with me and trying to follow his instruction, what makes him happy, following his instruction, because he knows what's good for me, knowledge will come. When the knowledge comes, faith will come. When faith will come, love will come. All will happen. Ram kripa binu sunu khagarai, jane na jai Ram prabhutai, jane binu na hoi paratiti, binu paratiti hoi nahi priti. It's written like that. Alright. So, it will come. Just have faith. But if you want the faith to come, just do what Maharaji said. Alright? And everything else will happen automatically. Alright. Anybody? Next question.
Okay. I don't know how to ask this question.
Ask them.
Hopefully I say it properly. You find a guru, you meet a guru, either guru finds you or you find a guru. Either way, you're there. Some days, in sadhana, you're like up. You're going up. And some days you fall. Why is that?
Okay, so first to begin, we don't find Guru.
They find
Guru finds us. We can't find Guru. You can search how much you want. What do you have for finding who? Knowing who is it? No, it's fine. I'm just correcting it. A lot of people feel like this, that I found a Guru. Not only, this is a good question. Nothing is wrong with it. So, we don't find Guru. Guru finds us. right? When God will shower His grace, then we will find a Guru. Rama Kripa Binu Sulabhan Sada. Santa Vishuddha Milahi Punitehi Rama Kripa Kari Chitta Vahi Jehi. Only when Bhagavan will turn the key from inside, then the feet will say quick march, then we'll go to saint. Otherwise, we'll do all in the world, right? And we're going to search for what we're going to search. One who is like this, one who is like that. We don't know. What do you think? He doesn't have anger, doesn't have greed, doesn't have this, is a guru, is a saint. But they are good actors. They are beyond Maya, yet they will pretend to be in Maya. How are you going to know? So only when Guru, God will shower His grace. Now, we have something called sanskars in us, right? Mental tendencies from the past life. We are governed by three modes of Maya. Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. And because we have performed different actions in the past life, these will keep changing in us, right? Inside of us. They're like three wrestlers in a ring. One tumbles the second down, the third tumbles the first, the second tumbles the third. One is predominating, one of these qualities. And the one which predominates will determine our nature, how we feel, how we think, how we at that time, right? So they keep changing all the time, right? And this is all determined by what the action we perform. So it's called sanskars, the mental tendencies stored in the mind. Now, so this, we keep changing. Shri Maharaji gives an example like riding a bicycle. You ride a bicycle, right? If you ride a bicycle on a level surface, a smooth surface, like there's no hill and all that, how much effort you put, so fast bicycle will go, right? You come to a hill, a steep hill. Oh, it's so hard. But if you really pedal hard, the bicycle goes up the hill. And then when you go down the hill, you don't have to do anything, bicycle go by itself, no effort. So these are like when the sanskars inside of us, when the sanskars are very bad, when the tamasic qualities predominate and our sanskars are very bad, it's like climbing up a hill with the bicycle. That time you don't want to even hear, sometimes you don't even hear about God, you might even think negative thought about God, right? You want to sleep, you're lazy, you don't want to do sadhana. Negative thing comes in your mind even about Guru. This is the sanskars are very bad, right? When the sanskars are medium, the rajasic qualities predominate, right? So you think, okay, Maharaji has instructed me to do sadhana, I should do. So you do, and you get benefit according to what you do. And when the sanskars are good, the sattvic qualities predominating. That time no one has to tell you, you just want to do your sadhana. You have the feeling. So like in the highest point, right? But it keeps changing. So our sanskars keep changing, right? Because Maya, the qualities keep changing. So Maharaji says, just like when you come to the hill and you think, oh, it's so hard, but if you really work hard, the bicycle will go up, right? When you don't feel, when the know that the sanskars are very bad, lust come in the mind, anger, you're lazy, right? Negative thought, that time you should do more sadhana. Work really hard, right? Do not give up. Don't just give it to the mind. No, do my sadhana. Work hard. And Guru, when he sees that, actually Guru helps even more. Because he sees the effort you're making. Alright? So just understand, at times, sometimes people, you get very negative. You feel very low. It's all because the sanskars are very bad. The tamasic qualities predominate. It doesn't last a few days and then you back. Okay, so that's what, just tell yourself this is the sanskars like that, but I'm going to do my sadhana. Alright? I'm not going to let it control me. It's going to go after a few days. It happens. Right? But the more you practice, the more the heart purifies because of your bhakti. This will also change. Alright? The bad sanskars will go away. And the good sanskars will be more predominant. In other words, there will hardly be days where you would feel I don't want to do my sadhana. You will hardly be down, it will just be up, up, up. But that's after a lot of practice. Alright? It has to do with the condition of the mind. Main is the mind. Okay? So don't think there's no, this is my sanskars. This is from the past life. We can't do anything about it. It already happened in the past. Yes, we can't do anything that it's going to be like this, but I can fix it through bhakti. The only thing can fix all the problem, bhakti, your sadhana. Right? And of course, Guru, Maharaji, he's doing his part. You don't worry about that. Just follow what Maharaji has told us. Just do your sadhana, do your seva, read the philosophy, listen to the lectures, do all these things. And a couple of days it might be sanskars, and then it gets good again. Don't give it to it. And so you just give in and then you go crazy. Alright? So, those days, it is hard. The mind rebels, you don't want to. But again, as Maharaji says, beautiful example, the bicycle, you reach the hill, you really pedal, it will go up. So those days you make even more effort. I've seen this happen in my own personal life. Alright? And Guru helps even more at times. He sees the amount of effort you're making. He gets very happy that you didn't give in. Alright? Remember, he's always there sitting in our heart. He's looking. Never think Guru is not there. He's always there with us. Always looking. Alright? Nidhi, you want that? Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nidhi.
I just want to ask, we know how to group.
Yeah.
So they tend to go into things like going forward or do some pizza and they start to see effects of it, like something collective start to see better. So how do you counter that? I don't know.
Yeah, the thing, you don't counter it. The thing is that this is a psychological thing. People do something and they psychologically feel in their mind that it helped me.
Why is that?
Right? Because everybody has given them to do these things when you have problem. Do somehow and do this thing, do that thing is going to help you. So nothing happens to them, but psychologically they psych themselves out. That I'm getting benefit, I'm doing. But then there's no love. The real benefit of loving God is not there. So where's the benefit? Right? So this is a psychological thing. We can tell our minds, this mind is very powerful, it can fool you or deceive you, and it's always been doing that. You and yourself, don't worry about what people do. We have to think about ourselves. When we argue with people, we try to tell them, they can even go more against. Right? So they have to fix themselves by, someone has to change if he wants to change. Or she, by you telling somebody they wouldn't change. You fix yourself. Ramakrishna Paramahans said something very wonderful. It was a great saying. He said, don't try to tell people and fix people. Right? He says, first you become like a flower, a sweet smelling flower. Very sweet smell. When a flower is very sweet, naturally, automatically the bees will come by the millions. Because the flower is very sweet. So in other words, you change yourself. When you change, others will change because of what you are. I can be telling people all kinds of things and I myself have nothing. They think that everyone is going to listen. You look at you. What are you? You telling me and look at what you're doing. Right? So, more important is what I am, not what I say. Right? Else nobody would listen to Guru. The Guru doesn't, he's a worldly person under Maya, and he's having so much problem and he can't tell me how to fix. He can't even fix himself. He's not a true Guru. But the true Guru, who is a saint, we know that through our experience, then we want to listen because we know he can give us everything. So fix yourself. Don't worry about others. If they have to fix, they will fix when you get good. Alright? Yes, Priya.
So, I know that Maharaji wrote all these good books and all these things, you feel that power. What about other kirtans that are written by other saints or other bhajans? Even love songs that you can associate, when you think about the meaning, you can associate it with God. What's the difference between listening to a different kind of song?
Okay, so once a saint has written is fine. Whether the saint is Tulsidas, Surdas, Meera, but a saint. Right? If a saint is written, because whatever saint is doing, God is doing. Jo kare so hari kare. When someone becomes a saint, he attains God realization, he stops doing everything. From that moment onwards, God is doing. He's no longer the doer. So when a saint is writing, God is writing. Right? God himself. So when a bhajan is written by a saint, this is divine. Okay? So one, God is written, so it's filled with power. And two, the philosophy is correct because God is writing. In the world, people write, especially filmy song and all these things. They sound very nice, right? But one, it's written by a worldly person, so there's no power in it. It may have God's name, but there's no power. And two, because a worldly person has written it, there's going to be wrong philosophy. The philosophy is going to be wrong. And you're going to believe that. And it will harm you instead of benefiting you. So we are told when you're chanting, any saint, it doesn't matter. You can use the bhajan or kirtan written by any saint. It's correct. But do not sing the ones written by worldly people, the filmy one and all these things. Do not, like I was talking about, there's an arti, everybody sing, but it's all totally wrong. And when you sing that, you're going to believe what it says, and then you'll go crazy, because you will believe these things, that wealth will come in your home, and this will happen, and that will happen. You're asking for worldly things, which bhakti with us, true saint will never tell us. So everything is wrong, yet everybody, big Babajis, they're all singing it, right? So only bhajan, kirtan written by saint, one who has attained God, Tulsidas, many saints. Anyone you can choose. Jagat Guru Kripalu Mahaprabhu has written thousands and thousands. But if you say, that's not enough, I want to sing this one, it's fine. But a saint. We also sing bhajan written by saints, all that. Because we sing, sometimes people sing for Maharaji. Maharaji never had any problem. Right? But if it's written by a saint, then the philosophy is correct. Then it will have Shakti also, power. Okay? Then it will benefit you more. Alright? So, any saint, it doesn't matter. But not written by a worldly person, not a filmy one, not these things. Okay? Instead of benefit, you will get harm. Because you will start believing the wrong thing. Okay? Anybody else? Yeah.
If you hear someone aren't you empowering your own strength and belief into that? Like,
You hear and it has God's name, but you will also hear wrong things. Right? Because in that bhajan, look, no bhajan or anything is going to benefit unless you know what it means. What the bhajan is saying. Just saying their name like a parrot is not going to help anybody. You have to meditate. You have to feel what the bhajan is saying. All the bhajans, if we don't know Hindi, we want to say subtitles, right? So we want to have the meaning. What the bhajan mean? That's why when we do in the kirtan also, we have the pads. People who don't know Hindi, we put the meaning for you. Why? So do you understand what you're saying? Then you can associate the mind. Then you will get benefit. Just taking name like a parrot, nobody benefits. Okay? So, if it's a worldly bhajan, yes, there's God's name. But when you know what is saying the wrong thing, then your mind is going to go there and you will start asking for worldly things also. Right? So it's going to harm you instead of benefit you. Just taking name of God like a parrot doesn't benefit anybody. This morning my lecture was on this whole thing about the power of God, name. That God is sitting in the name. Right? But why we don't benefit? Because we don't have the faith, the belief. We just take the name like a... we take the name like a parrot. Right? If somebody has a parrot in the home, and that person every day says Ram Ram, Radhe Radhe, the parrot will say Ram Ram, Radhe Radhe. But if the person is an alcoholic, and he gets up in the morning and uses profanities, bad words, the parrot will start saying that also too. Right? He will say Radhe Radhe Ram Ram. So in the same way, when we take, mostly people chant God's name, they just sing some bhajan or something because they want people to know it's a show. How good I can sing. I can give Lata Mangeshkar competition, I can give Mukesh, I can give this one competition. Anjulota is nothing. The whole thing is show. Right? There's no feeling, there's no bhakti. How does it benefit you? Right? Somebody can't even sing, but there's so much tears, so much love. This is what Bhagwan wants. Okay? Not Words of no importance to Bhagwan. Bhagwan doesn't have a language problem. Okay? Every syllable of the alphabet is the name of God. Ka, ka, u, ah. This is all God's name. No matter which language you speak, English, French, Spanish, whatever, you're going to say ah, you're going to say u. Huh? U, Umapati, name of God. Ah, Achyut, Shri Krishna. This is all God's name. Alright? So not only the name Krishna, Ram, every syllable is the name of God. It's the belief, the faith. How much love you have. Then you get benefit. Just take a name like Parag doesn't benefit you.
But if you bring in subject feelings and
I just said about that. I said the feeling. But how are you going to get the feeling if the meaning is wrong? You're going to go according to the meaning.
well, in my case, I don't even know what it means.
Well,
But you know, I could bring. I've been feeling that
Wait, just like the music.
so I don't know.
It's just like the music.
Yeah, I put my own.
yeah, but you don't go, you only move in a certain space, you don't go higher. To go higher is more important to understand, to meditate. That my heart is so dirty. Maharaj has written some pads, then Madhuri. It talks about I am so fallen, the most sinful person has come to your door, Radharani. I am singing Dwar Patita Ik Ayuri Kishori Radhe. And I don't even know what it means. How is it going to benefit me? The most fallen soul has come to your door, Radharani. I am asking for divine love. But I haven't bought a vessel, the partner. In other words, my heart is so dirty. Now, if I don't understand that, how is it going to benefit me? Just same words. When I understand that yes, I am a fallen soul, I am such a sinner, and Radharani have come to your door, I want your divine love. But I don't have the vessel for getting it. Isn't it going to benefit you more? Right, so that's it. Alright? Anybody else?
I have a question.
Yes, sure.
So, Paya, in this world, if people ask you for help and you help them, but they misuse that help and they do wrong things with it, does the karma of those actions come back to them or does it come back to you?
Help in what way? Monetarily?
Yes.
Okay, so the thing is that when we do dan charity, Deshe Kale Chapate Cha Tad Danam Satvikam Snutam. Chapter 17, verse 20, Gita. Shri Krishna says, according to the path, who's making this noise?
She's home.
The path to the vessel, when you give a dan, according to that person, you get the benefit. The same dan can do good for you and the same dan can do harm to you. If it's given, let's suppose that you go in the road and this person is begging and you give him some money, right? And he goes and he buys alcohol, gets drunk and kills someone. Part of the sin is yours because you enabled him, right? Yes, we have to do, but you have to be careful, all right? If it truly helps somebody, I'm not saying don't help, like orphans and these things, they don't have anything. Helping that way is fine, but sometimes we don't know what a person is doing. They're begging and it's just for drugs or something like that. Give them food. You tell them, I'm going to take you to McDonald's and buy food. No, I don't want any food. Because he wants to use it for drugs, for alcohol, right? So we have to be very careful. The patra ke anusar, according to the vessel. That's why when we do charity towards saint, God, because we guarantee that saint or Bhagwan is not going to misuse this. We get divine food. It helps our bhakti to grow because the vessel is correct. In the world, we always have to be so careful. You give it in the wrong place, instead of getting benefit, you can get harm. This we are warned in the scriptures, everywhere. It says in the Pragatachari Pada Dharma Ke Kalimala Eka Pradhan Yena Kena Vidhi Dineu Dan Karai Kalyan. Don't you can't make noise like this. They have to come and sit down. All the shashi and all that. Right now.
1648.
So this Chaupai, this Doha from Ramayana, Tulsidas Ji Maharaj says, Dharma has 4 principles on which it stands originally. 4 principles. Satya, truthfulness, Daya, compassion, Shauch, purity, not just taking a bath, pure thought, pure vichar, and Dan. In this age of Kali Yuga, only one remains, Dan. There is no truthfulness, there is no compassion, there is no purity in thought. Only one remains, Dan. Dan kare kalyan. But yena kena vidhi dine, or vidhi means there's a rule as to where you should give the dan and who we can give dan to. Even though we have to give, yena kena vidhi, be careful. There's a rule, a regulation. The person who I'm saying this, I don't know where he went. Anyhow, so anybody else has any question? Yeah.
I have a continuation of that question. Not in regards to monetary helping people. Let's say, you're helping someone by giving them a ride to work, or, bringing them food because they have a long day or something like that. So you are helping other beings who may or may not necessarily be on behalf of God. What are the inflections?
Nothing is wrong to be helpful. All right. There's a big rule about Dan, right? But in terms of being helpful and being compassionate, nothing is wrong, right? To help others is good, right? It's called parupakar, right? To help others. Truly parupakar is the same, right? By words, thoughts and deeds, all the saint does is parupakar, right? But Parupakar bachan man kaya Sant sahaj subhav khagaraya. So in the Ramayana Tulsidas says, by words, thoughts and deeds, all a saint can do is to help others. What does a saint want for himself? Nothing. Whatever he does for the benefit of others. We in the world, we are the Maya. We do it for ourselves. We are selfish by nature. But to practice to be compassionate is good. Nothing is wrong with that. Alright? This law that I'm talking about is when you give dan, charity. Alright? That's a different thing. But to be helpful, to want to help others, nothing is wrong. Alright? It should be true like that. Anybody else? Finish with this now? Go ahead.
So Margie is at the highest caliber, he's at 16. Madhuri he tells us to aim for the highest. So why is it that, hopefully I'm not thinking wrong, but why is it that other saints like Dasya Bhava and such come in the world?
Saint, when one attains God realization, saint, either they have attained God realization while they're here, sadhana siddh, or they were eternally saint. According to which category they belong to, that's how far they can take any soul. Right? God wants saints to come in the world and help. We fallen souls, He only sent Madhurya Bhav. They're all saints. They have all gone beyond Maya, but according to where they have reached. So only so much they can take you. So if your Guru is Dasya Bhav, most he can take you to the Dasya. In other words, Prema Bhakti. He can go higher than that. No, can you go higher than that? Someone is a Sakya Bhav, he will take you a bit higher. Vatsalya Bhav, higher. And Madhurya Bhav, the highest. This saint only can take you to the highest. Mahabhav Bhakti, the highest. So, yeah, saints are there. Nothing is wrong. But according to the saint you follow, according to who is your Guru, what he has, that's all he will be able to give you. Alright? So there are different saints. Nobody says there's only Madhurya saint. Any saint, there are many. There are Jnani saint, there are Karmi saint, Yogi saint, all kind of saint. But what he has, that's all he can give you. Cannot give you anything more. Alright? We are so fortunate that we have the fortune of having the highest, utmost saint as Guru, Rasik saint. That we contain the highest. It's up to us now, right? But we're just fortunate, that's all. Why we're so fortunate, we have no idea. Something we did, that God graced us this way. But not everyone has that grace. Alright? There are a lot of people who follow somebody who's not even a saint. Majority of people in this age of Kali Yuga, they're making worldly people Guru. People on the Maya. They have not even crossed Maya. Right? People are just making anybody Guru. They don't even know. The person who is Guru doesn't even know what the word Guru means. Yet there is Guru. All he is looking to do, how many followers to have, how many chelas. As far as what Guru is and what Guru does, they don't even know. Guru. Gu means Maya. Ru means God. One who can take away Maya from us and give us Bhagavan. That's a Guru. Who can take away Maya? Shri Krishna says, only I. Daivi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratya Mame Vaye Prapadyante Maya Me Tan Tarantite. Chapter 7 verse 14 Gita. Shri Krishna says Maya is a divine power that belongs to him. It is his power. And only the one who completely surrenders to him can become free from Maya. In other words, only he can take away Maya. Only he. So someone who has become Shri Krishna, who has attained Shri Krishna, he's also Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna says there's no difference between God and a saint. He can take away Maya. Worldly soul himself is under Maya. How can he help you out of Maya? But majority of people in this age of Kali we live, they accept some worldly person as Guru. They don't even know who is a Guru, what is a Guru, or why we should have a Guru. Anybody they will make Guruji. So it's blind leading the blind. That's all. To meet a true saint, a true Guru, we cannot do that. If we have an accepted true saint as Guru, this is not our doing. This is God's grace. We don't know what we did to have such a fortune. This is not our doing. This is only Shri Krishna's grace. Otherwise, impossible. Alright, so we'll do bhajan and then we'll conclude from there. Lali Lal Ki. So page 240. Since you're talking about Guru, we'll sing bhajan. Guru bhajan. A few lines. बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी बलिहारी गुरु बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी तो पे तन मन धन प्राणन वारी तो पे तन तेरे भक्त ही है साचे भक्त बनवारी तेरे भक्त ही है साचे भक्त बनवारी ओ बलिहारी है बलिहारी है बलिहारी है बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु तेरी भक्ति बिनो मिले नहीं बनवारी तेरी भक्ति बिनो मिले नहीं बनवारी तेरी भक्ति से प्रसन्न होए बनवारी ओ तेरे भक्त ही भी भक्ति करे बनवारी तेरे भक्त की भी भक्ति करे बनवारी ओ बलिहारी है बलिहारी है बलिहारी है बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी तू है पतितन भक्तन बनवारी तू है तू ही तत्व बतावे कौन बनवारी, तू ही पुनि करवावे भक्ति बनवारी। ओ बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी। तू ही करे दान दिव्य प्रेम बनवारी, तो को माने प्राण से अधिक बनवारी, प्राण से अधिक बनवारी। तेरे पाछे पाछे डोले ब्रह्म बनवारी, तेरे पाछे पाछे डोले ब्रह्म बनवारी। ओ बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी। तेरे हाथ बिखे बिनु दाम बनवारी, तेरे हाथ बिखे बिनु दाम बनवारी। तेरी पद रज आज तनु बनवारी, तेरी रक्षा करे आठों याम बनवारी, तेरी रक्षा करे आठों याम बनवारी। ओ बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी। तेरा जैसा विधि, तेरे जैसा विधि नहीं प्रिय बनवारी, तेरे जैसा विधि नहीं प्रिय बनवारी। तेरे जैसा प्रिय नहीं प्रिय बनवारी, तेरे जैसा शिव नहीं प्रिय बनवारी। तेरे जैसा शिव, तेरे जैसा शिव नहीं प्रिय बनवारी, तेरे जैसा शिव नहीं प्रिय बनवारी। तेरे जैसा राम नहीं प्रिय बनवारी, तेरे जैसा राम नहीं प्रिय बनवारी। ओ बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी। तेरी जैसी पद मान प्रिय बनवारी, तेरी जैसी पद मान प्रिय बनवारी। तेरी जैसी आत्मान प्रिय बनवारी, ओ तेरे जैसी आत्मान प्रिय बनवारी, तेरे जैसी आत्मान प्रिय बनवारी। ओ बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है, ओ बलिहारी है, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी। ओ बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी। ओ बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी, बलिहारी है तिहारी गुरु बलिहारी। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय, लाडली लाल की जय, जय श्री राम।